Hi, welcome to the first Ask Chris, Edition 1, Episode 1. My friend Alex O. from Elk Grove asks me, "Hey Chris, how come you can't see the face of God and live?" Well, Alex, that's a complicated question. But let's start where it started in Exodus 33. So Moses says, "Hey God, let me see your glory." And God says, "Okay, I'll do a flyby," because that's, normal to human existence. But I'm going to cover your face because if you were to see my face, you would surely die. So he would cover his face for the part where his face was visible, God's face. And everybody's been wondering about that ever since. It's like, oh, so why? Well, most theologians think the reason is because if as you grow closer to God, you begin to notice more and more how flawed you are. And the idea would be if you looked at him dead in the eye and saw him face to face, you would see all of your unrighteousness compared to all of his shining glory, and you would just keel over. It's like a righteousness imbalance, and somehow that kills you. Other theories out there just say that has to do with how God is physically made up, if there is a physical makeup of God. Ask a theologian. I'm not sure. That said, just his very physical body, whatever, is made in such a way that it would kill us if we looked at it. Or maybe that's how we were designed, to react to his physicality by him. So that's a lesser popular theory. I tend to apply to the first one as my favorite, so yeah. But to fully understand this concept, we have to go back even further into Genesis, where Jacob wrestles a man who kind of appears out of nowhere. And he does this all night long, and the man crooks his hip so that from that point on he would have to walk with a limp. And Jacob wins. And it becomes really confusing because at the end of it, he asks the man to bless him. And the man goes, "What is your name?" He goes, "Jacob." And the man goes, "From now on you'll be known as Israel." And he blessed him and then let him go. Or Jacob then let him go. And Jacob named the place Peniel, which means the face of God. And he said, basically, "I saw the face of God and lived." So how could Jacob have seen the face of God if Moses couldn't? And what's the difference? Well, essentially, Jacob was seeing an angel. And we know that because of Hosea, a minor prophet, talking about it later on, referring to that encounter as an angel. So that's an interesting piece of history and trivia. Beyond that, throughout the Old Testament and throughout the New Testament, we keep hearing references of people saying, "Seek God's face. Seek after God's face." Because the idea is not that you're seeking after his physical face in this case, but that you're seeking after his attention. Because to have his attention would be to have his blessing. There's a famous blessing I'm going to read from Numbers 6:24 through 26 that says, "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace." And that part with his face shining upon you, that's the idea of course, God blessing you. Well, God actually used this in one of the prophets where he was disciplining his people, warning them that if they didn't turn from their ways, he would turn his face from them. So that's interesting. In other words, to take away that blessing. So in the end, in Revelation, when all is said and done, and the new world comes into play, God says all of us will see his face. Does that mean that we'll know him fully, or that we'll have the attention of his blessing, or that we'll see him physically? I'm not sure, but I'm excited to find out. This has been Ask Chris. Subscribe if you like it, and like it if you like it. I'll talk to you next time.